Today. This is Rita Holmes, a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Ohio, and I'm going to bring you my Tuesday video that I do on Facebook every Tuesday morning, and I like to bring my cards over here too so I can share it with more people. And today I'm going to do a fun fold. It's a very familiar fun fold, but I'm actually showcasing the Florals in Bloom DSP on it. So I'm going to be doing that in a minute, but I'm going to tell you a few things. Today starts our sweet sale. It's buy one sweet, get one for 50% off. How this is going to work is if you buy a suite, a suite is a whole collection of product. You buy that, and you can buy another one for 50% off. The lesser one will be the 50% off one. Or you can buy anything out of a suite. Say you want a suite, one suite, but you don't want, like, you want a bundle out of another one. You just don't want the whole thing. You can order the bundle out of another one as long as it's in a suite, and it would be 50% off. You can do that with any products as long as they're in the suite. But I will tell you that if you place an order and say you got two suites, so the lesser of the two would be 50% off. But if you also added a bundle from a suite to that order, they would not take that off of the second suite. It would be off of the lowest price item in a suite. So it'd be off the bundle. So be strategic when you order. If you're ordering um, two suites, that'll be, to where you get your just 11% instead of paying $7.95, on if it's under $73. If it's over that, you're 11%. So you can go ahead and order. And then if you want to place an order for like bundles or stuff out of a suite, you can do that. But just remember, if anything comes out of a suite and it's on your order, that will be your 50% off item. So make sure that you're very strategic in doing that. If you have a demonstrator, reach out to her if you're having problems. If you don't have a demonstrator and you want to take advantage of this order, let me know. I'll be able to help you with the order, and I'd be really happy to get an order from anyone. I am trying to reach my $100,000 career goal, and I will hit it this month, but I can always use help in doing that. So, but remember that's going on. If you are a demonstrator, we have our online exclusives pre-order this month, and I've already looked at it. We've got Halloween, we've got Christmas, there's a fall set you can use for fall and all kinds of stuff in there. So really great time to buy all of that stuff and get a jump start to what's coming along in the seasons next. So anyway, I'm going to turn my camera down because I think we need to go ahead and start our video. And not start the video, it's already started, but start the cards. So I will be making two cards, the same cards using different paper. I've used all of these out of the same suite, which is Florals in Bloom, and I will show you that in the catalog and show you the papers, okay? So I'm going to move my camera back a little bit, and then I'm going to turn it around. So you have to see my finger when I do that. I don't like that part, but we have to do that. And then we're going to come down here and bring the camera down so that you can see pretty good. There we go. I think that's going to be good. This is one of the cards that I did, but I am going to go over here to my lives. I'm going to, because I want to see if I can see it live. It says I'm live. Okay, here we go. I am there. So if anybody comes on, please say in the comments who you are, where you're from, or whatever, or just say hello, just so that I know that you're there. I enjoy doing these lives, but trying to get people to come to them, I need to get a steady time. I know that, but I don't, but I really hope to get people in here and watching. So here's the PDF. The PDF is on my Facebook group called Stamp Crazy VIP. All of my videos that I do on Tuesdays are have a PDF to go with them. So that's over in the files and you can find it there. And this is what it looks like. And it tells you everything I used, tells you how I did it, and gives you the pictures. Okay, so let's set that aside and we're going to look at the suite in this catalog. And I didn't mark the page because I thought I would remember it, but whoops, went too far. It's right past here. This is part of it. So let's get to right here. Here's the papers. And I am going to be using for the cards I do now this one and this one. I have cards made out of this one and this one to show you. So, but anyway, the suite on this is $122.50, but you get 2 stamp sets with 2 dies, the embellishments, and the paper. So that's what that set is. But I'm just using the paper. I am using this stamp. Well, I'm not even going to use this stamp set, I don't think, because I'm using another one for the words. So anyway, but I'll show you the cards that I used with this and with some of the dies. Okay, so there we go with that. So this card, I just used the papers and I used the embossing folder that's online. It's the garden and glass, and I used the floral part, the garden part, and did this outline up here. And then when you open it, this is your card. This one I used some of the little flowers in a leaf. I used one of the sentiments and just cut it out, fussy cut. And then I put a little flower in here. And that is how both of these are done. So, and I also did use the embossing folder. So that's what we're going to do today. And let me get my stuff ready. It's all, well, it's ready. It's all right here. Let me just pull over what we're going to be using right now, which would be that set and this set. I'm using different colors and different papers just so you can see what all was in that suite. I also use this little square out of perennial postage. It'll be with this card. It's on this card right here. And out of here, I used this. It was from Unbounded Love, and I don't know where I set the die. Here it is. And it has all kinds of shapes in it that you can use. And I use this one right here that we're going to be using on this card. Okay. And I got my sentiments out of You're So Kind, came out of The Right Words. And, oh, I'm going to use, I forgot. I'm going to use the Thinking of You out of the same set. I really like this set. And it's in the annual catalog. So, there we go. So, here we go with our papers. And I need this as my cheat sheet because I can't remember all the pieces cut. This is cut 4 1/4 by 8, scored at 5.5. So when you fold this, it's still an A2 card. It is 5.5 by 4 1/4 is what it measures when it's folded. So let's just fold that one, and we'll fold this one as we go. Same cut. So what I'm going to do first is take the insides, which is this. We'll go here. And this one, if I can get the stuff off of it, will go in here. And the cardstock is 5 1/4 by 4. Your DSP is 5 by 3 3/4. So let's glue that in and we'll have these big pieces out of our way. I love both of these papers really, really well. I really am impressed with the whole paper pack. Really like it. So let's just add this on the inside. And I'm using, for my cardstocks are Granny Apple Green and Misty Moonlight on this card. So let's just make sure we have that where that'll lay flat. There we go. Now this one we are using Misty Moonlight and Peach Pie for our cardstocks. And all the papers are the Florals in Bloom. So that's what we are using. That way I figured I can showcase all the all the DSP. Or not all of it, but some of it. So there we have that. I already embossed my pieces for the cards, and so I embossed this one in Peach Pie, and there, can you see the floral part of that? And then I embossed the same thing in Misty Moonlight. So that goes there, this goes here. Let's go ahead and put these two down. And Moxie's not around today. She was here this morning when I did my other video, and she actually slept all the way through it. She just laid on the table and slept. So, I don't know where she went. I've got my windows open upstairs, and she loves to look out the window. So I am going to assume that that is where she's at. Okay, there's that down. Let's do this one. Unless she's... Oh, nope, she's down underneath my table. She has a little house down there that a friend of mine bought her for Christmas. And it is really cute. And she's inside her house down here. She's hiding. So she thinks. Okay, there we go. We have both of those on. Now what we've got, here's our front layer. And these measure, let me make sure, 3 by 4 1/4, 2 3/4 by 4. They're just down 1/4 inch from the top measure to the bottom measure. So I've got them stacked the way they're supposed to go. So hopefully I am right. We shall see. But this fun fold has been around for a long time. I've seen it done different ways. But I really liked putting the DSP behind here so it really shows up. So we are going to add these to our card, okay? And what we're going to do is we're just going to put glue like at the top third portion of the back of this. And if you notice, I added the glue, but I added it really thin. If you put it on thick, it's going to ooze all over the place, and we don't want oozy glue. So let's just put this down. Make sure it doesn't show. Press really good. Let's do this one. And here again, I'm only going to go down about 1/3 of the way. And then just put glue in there really thin, but all over it so that it holds good on this embossing piece. And we're going to just glue these together. This one will go in the card with the blue, and it measures 2 3/4 by 4, and this is 2 1/2 by 3 3/4. Okay, here's what I do to put these in the inside of the card. I lay my card like sideways. I go ahead and add glue to the back of the piece that's going to be on the inside. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to line this up, if I don't drop it, in here between this part that's the front flap. I'm going to line that up so it won't be seen. And then I'm going to take and bring my card over and add that one right there so that it is not seen when I put this up. So can you see that? Let's do this one. Same way. I just find that much easier to get that underneath this part because you can see where this is, and this is going to lay right in between that. And once I get it and get it off of my fingers, then I just pull this up and let it fall over on there and rub it. And there that is on the inside. So I had a piece. Did I drop it? Probably. Probably so. Let me go ahead and put this piece on this inside. I'll have to find a piece for that one in a few. But what I'm going to do is just put this along the side. Don't have to, because you have this all the way around it. But I just like that on the white part. So this one I'll have to get because evidently I either didn't cut it or I put it back in the paper pack because it's not here. Okay, what we are going to do, we're going to, for this one, we're going to stamp this, and then we're going to stamp, this one's hard to tell which one goes that way. Which one goes which way. So here I have You're So Kind, and I'm going to use the Misty Moonlight. I couldn't think of the name of it. It went right out of my head. So let's just ink that up really good. You turn it over, and if it all looks shiny on the raised words or image, you know you have ink on it. We're just going to stamp that. There we go. That's our inked image of that. And then what we're going to do is I want to close this because otherwise I will be in it. So let me get a block. I forgot to get me another block out because I didn't have those words out. Lay my words down, hopefully straight, put it on my block, and I'm going to bring in Granny Apple Green. And I am going to stamp that right here. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take and I'm going to wrap a piece of ribbon, and I have peach pie. So what I do is just kind of measure, bring it up, cut me a piece, and I'm going to tie it in a knot. Just bring it to the side and tie a knot. And you want it high enough so that, and we talked about this in my other video about, I'm going to bring it over a little further, holding that knot. And if you don't like to hold it with your fingers, you can take reverse tweezers and hold that down, and then you can bring that and, well, those are in my way. Let me move that a minute so I can just tie me a knot. And I'll go ahead and clip it. Well, that one's a little longer. I don't like that. I always cut one longer than the other. Always, always, always. Drives me crazy. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to bring in some dimensionals. And I'm just going to put one at the top and the bottom. So that where that ribbon is, it will be in between these. And that's why you want to make sure your ribbon's up high enough so that you can put this down. Kind of holds the ribbon in place. We'll put embellishments on that in a minute. We're going to finish this one. And what I'm going to do here is, I forgot to bring a piece of ribbon over, but let me get it. I'm going to use the Petunia Pop, because that is in the card right here. And I'm going to tie a bow. So I'm just going to take and tie this. You might see my husband come down the steps. I just heard him come home. He took our little 10-year-old grandson fishing this morning. So he just got back, evidently. He told me he was coming. I said, well, I'm doing my video. I'll try to be done. Because he'll bring all his fishing stuff down here. Okay, so I got my bow tied. So we'll trim that up. And so what I'm going to do on here is I'm just going to go ahead and glue this down. I'm not going to, and I'm just going to put it over here on this side because it's going to hang off. But I don't want it to hang off of the card. Then I'm going to use glue dots. And I always put two, one kind of to each side of that little knot back there. And we're going to just add that right there. And then what we're going to do here is we're going to take some rhinestones, and I forgot to get my color out, but let me get it. I'm going to use the dark Misty Moonlight, and I'm just going to color 3 of these. So I'm going to let them sit there a minute while I put the dots on here. And these are new. They're called the 2024-2026 Flat Pearls. So it's flat pearls and are in colors from last year that we still have. So let me pull those out. I haven't even used them. And we're going to use the peach pie part of these. Aren't those pretty? So let me get my... I'm going to use the... I knew that was going to happen. When you slide those off like that. So I'm going to put one like right here. They're wanting to go everywhere but where I want them to go. Try to slide them there. The other one just didn't want to slide right. So there we go with that one. And you know what? I think I'm just going to use these Petunia Pop over here on this card instead of the ones I just colored. I like this color really well with these. Actually, I'm going to just do it like this, I think. No. No. It's too close to the... So we'll just put him back. Do you ever do that? Get things out and you don't want it there and you have to put it back. So there we go. So there are our 2 cards done. And that's what they look like. I hope you try it. Remember that you can go over and you can go to my Facebook group. You do have to join it. But you can join it just to get the PDFs. You just join, go to the files section, and all the PDFs are named. They're the same name as what's the description of the name of this video. So you have all that. And so I encourage you to do that if you want the PDFs. And if not, you can just replay the video and hear the measurements that I gave you for the stuff, and then go ahead and make your cards. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you have a great day. And remember, I'll be here on Saturday with my pre-recorded video for my Simply Saturday video cards, where they're a little simpler. They don't have as many steps to them, mainly. And you'll be able to see those. So I welcome you to do that. But until then, be creative and have a great day. Thank you. Bye.